Hi, I'm Arinoth, and I'm playing Twice Lived, the Homid Get of Fenris Philodox.
Hi, I'm Bloodied Porcelain, and I'm playing Junkyard-Bitch, the Homid Bonar Theurge.
I'm Bookkeeper, and I'm playing Charlie Fang-Banger, the Homid Glasswalker Galliard.
Hi, I'm Gavin Cash, and I'm playing Eyes in the Dark, a Metis Shadow Lord Arun.
And I'm Vironz, your storyteller for the evening. Welcome to our second season of Under Blood Red Moon. Our pack is currently traveling to Canada from Chicago, where they were told by Bear to go there. They have just recently left Chicago and are making their way there. For our first day of travel, I am going to have Book roll our drive, Dex plus drive, just for speed. It's going to be our first roll this season.
This can only go well, I'm sure.
You did fine last time.
One success. That is,
that's kind of all you need.
That is, in fact, what I rolled on my first driving roll in Season 1. And that was to get us up a hill.
Yes.
Consistency.
I am a marginally competent driver.
I would argue that's most people in America. But yes, you guys are on your way, and not much is like on the road. It's a bit windy and like strange to drive as you're going through South Dakota. But you get through the state where there's, I mean, it's South Dakota, so there's nothing generally of note. This isn't North Dakota. And then you make your way through. You go through a little bit of Wyoming, and then you end up in Montana. This isn't all in one day. This is on day 2 that you're doing that. And on day 2, Eyes is feeling a bit restless. Big guy stuck in a camper.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Or is our person acting as an adult actively ignoring the person acting like a child?
On the third time, Eyes asks, I accelerate and go, yes, get out.
All right, let's go. Eyes will
No, don't tell him that. He'll
door.
believe you. JB like jumps into the back and tries to pin Eyes into his seat.
Come on.
Harley, you gotta remember, it's eyes in the dark, not brains in the head.
And as JB like lands on you, JB, you've probably had enough time for your scars to heal a little bit over, so they're not as tender.
Still don't feel great, though, I imagine.
No, I mean, this is 2 full sleeves.
Yep.
I would, but it's enough to where you could wear a long shirt if you would like to.
JB wears her jacket, but under the jacket, she has commandeered one of Charlie's smartass t-shirts and cut off the sleeves. So that there's as little, like, on her skin as possible.
Eyes, can you do a perception alertness roll at diff 5?
Absolutely.
And Twice Lived can as well. I'm assuming that Fang-Banger is focusing on the road.
He is.
You also already know this thing, but I need these 2.
That is one whole success.
One whole success.
Is it dark outside, or is it this during the day? Is that all?
This is during the day.
Okay.
So as JB, yeah. So as JB kind of like jumps and like pins Eyes to a seat for a second, you do eyes. You do see like the kind of like jacket shifts a little bit, and you notice that her arm looks different from the last time that you've seen it.
What?
Sit in your seat.
Sure. What did you do?
I jumped on you so that you wouldn't try and jump out of the Winnebago like a dumbass.
No, there. And eyes will point. Your arm.
Huh? Oh. Parting gift from Chicago.
Oh. Yours is inside of you?
What?
Kinda. JB, like, stands back up and then looks a little uncomfortable that she's being put on the spot like this. It's not a big deal.
What's it do?
I can't show it off in here. I'll break something. But she will give a little shrug. Oh, yes.
Sorry, I'm going to intervene slightly. You can partially transform.
Yeah, I don't want to do that in here.
Okay.
With the way that this particular thing works, that seems like a bad idea. But she will, however, shrug off her jacket to reveal her arms and the tops of her shoulders. There are long, jagged lightning tattoos starting. It looks like up at the back of her shoulders, like on her shoulder blades, and they wrap up and over the cap of the shoulder itself, and then down her arms all the way to the tops of her hands. And they are raised and red, like fresh tattoos.
Yeah.
But not healing like they should be.
I like
Either
the
you
style.
went real hard with an ink pen or something wrong happened.
They're a fetish.
Interesting.
The magic kind. She
You wanna
stares
show
at
yours off?
eyes. What?
Eyes looks over to Twice. Do you want to show yours off?
Oh, yeah. Give me a second. And he'll pull out his toolbox where he's been keeping it because, well, he doesn't want people thinking carrying around that hammer would be awkward enough. And he will pull out a iron hammer that looks relatively new. But this was when me and Eyes went to visit some of the elders. This was what they made me. It was interesting.
Nice.
If you'd stop pushing so hard, you might be able to see mine. And there's a
Oh, she stood up. She's not on you anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess from that angle, you should see it fine. There's a thick tusk hanging from Eyes' neck, wrapped in leather, bound tight. Looks pretty old and a little chipped.
What's it do?
Makes me stronger, take more hits, kill more things.
Nice. Mine lets me hurt things more. If I hit him.
I think we've got a theme, but... Hey, FB.
No,
Are we there yet?
still no.
Okay. What'd you get? We're comparing things.
I got a phone book.
You got a phone book. That's pretty thick. But mine's... What'd
It's
you...
his own personal Rolodex.
No, seriously, you got a phone book?
Yep.
It's kind of boring.
He's a glass walker. Trust me, it's better for him than it is for us. Probably.
Does it call things for you?
Nope.
So it's just a book.
Yep. Just a book.
Okay.
I think you were thinking of a secretary there, Eyes.
We can call them all sorts of things.
Oh, go ahead.
Can we take a break? I'm getting pent up in here.
We should probably let him go hunting soon, or I'm going to have to knock him into the Umbra and let him run around for a while.
Yeah, just let me sniff what's out there.
I can go with him, make sure he doesn't sniff the wrong skirt or something.
I don't know where you guys are planning on going hunting, but I tell you what. Sun goes down, find us a rest stop, pull over, spend the night. Y'all can go nuts.
You are in Montana, so it's not unlikely to just stop at a random spot and find some game.
Yeah.
And something big.
When we stop for the night. And then you guys can come back when the sun's coming up.
Okay, yeah. Do y'all want to come with, or y'all going to be busy back here?
We'll look after the Winnebago.
Yeah. I reckon if I sleep at night, I can drive during the day while you're sleeping off your big hunt.
Eyes looks over it to Twice with a knowing look.
Yep. You don't need to say what you're thinking. I don't need to hear what you're thinking. We're going to go hunting, and that's all we're doing. That's all that's happening.
JB is going to flop down in the passenger seat again and kick off her boots and put her feet up on the dash.
Okay. Yeah, you guys make your stop off in Bozeman, Montana. It's about a kind of like a 6-hour drive from what you from where you were from where you all were talking, which was kind of near Hardin, Montana, on the reservation, one of the roads goes through. You're able to find a relatively cheap hotel if you're wanting. If that's your choice. But there is some more like upscale ones, but definitely not like Richie Rich that you would get in a big city.
I mean, we have a Winnebago.
I was like, I don't feel like we need a hotel. We just need somewhere we could park.
And you are very much welcome to doing that in Bozeman, Montana. No, sorry, I said Bozeman, right? Or is it?
He said
I did say Bozeman.
Okay, I did say Bozeman. Yeah. No, you're able to like kind of like park outside of Bozeman, and the Winnebago's there. You have the lights on, the generator's going. And, you know, dusk is starting to come.
Almost time. Parking there or there?
We'll park it here.
Okay.
Now, you two have fun, but if you smell something serious, come back and get us.
Or say
Okay.
something on Face Bear.
Yeah.
Do you want us to knock before we come back in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, perfectly in sync as well. All right. So for our two hunters, I would like you to. What are you going to be hunting in? Are you going to be hunting in lupus form or in lupine form, or I was right saying lupus, lupine, doesn't matter, or Hamid?
Most likely. Oh, Twice. How do you feel? 2 hugs or 4?
I was going to go with 4.
Yeah, 4 makes some more sense. Go faster, smell better.
Yeah.
Let's go lupine.
Can I have a Div 7 perception and primal urge roll. And with you being in lupus form, it is going to be a -2 perception difficulty. So diff 5 in total.
Excellent. That is 2 successes from Eyes.
All right.
And 2 successes from me as well.
All right. And you both kind of are like stalking around the area, and you see a pack of wolves kind of roaming around the area, but they're pretty far off. And you guys are pretty far off from the camp where you still know where to go, though. And then you find a like herd of deer, and then a moose.
Big one. Let's get that one.
Agreed.
You take the flank, I take the back, or do you want the back?
Eyes, I'm pretty sure you just mentioned the same part twice. Unless you mean like the actual
like
top of the back,
side.
the spine.
No, side or back. We don't want to come in where it's looking at us.
No, they're like horses with extra weapons. Why don't we each take a side and just try to trip it at first?
All right.
Get one leg, I'll get the other.
Wishbone it. Got it.
Exactly.
All right.
God, I wish this thing had a mute button.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll your dex and brawl.
Ooh, if this is a wishbone, the number of people joining reduces the difficulty.
So it's just one other person joining, so it's diff 5.
Exactly.
All right. Also, since it's a group effort, we'll get 1 extra dice to the pool because I have the merit. With the lightning reflexes specialty, work here.
Not right now, because this is you guys getting the jump on it.
Okie dokie.
Oh, cool.
7 successes.
Would gratuitous violence count? Because Eyes does not know how not
You
to.
were wish, but yeah, you don't know how to not do that.
All right, then in Eyes' case, that is 10 successes to rip this thing apart.
Oh god.
7 successes to help.
Yeah, you definitely. I don't even. You know what? For shits and giggles, go ahead and roll your damage. Include the extra. I'm gonna have Eyes roll the damage specifically. Include your extra 9, and then include twice lived 7 or 6. Math is hard.
And that's a diff 6 or diff 7?
Diff 6.
Thank you.
Damage is always diff 6, and we don't count ones.
And does my specialty count for this as well?
Yes.
Excellent. That is 13 successes.
Oh my god. That's more than 13 successes. You got 2 ones there, so that's
Oh, thank you.
actually 15. Yeah, that thing did.
That is a total of 21 dice for 15
Yeah.
successes.
It's very dead. Now with that, I'm gonna give you the fact that I do know you guys were going for a specific part of the moose, so you're able to like kind of like tear it apart and preserve the main part of the pelt. And you didn't like kind of like ruin much of the meat either if you wanted to cook this thing.
Nah, Eyes just goes straight for the throat to sink his teeth in and pull out to just let it bleed out.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, you went for the throat, and while Weiss was like pulling at the legs, pulling at one of its legs. And yeah, you guys just eviscerated the thing.
Tastes good.
Go ahead and roll to shift back for me.
All right.
Stamina primal urge. I need you to get 3 successes. Actually, twice you don't need to.
Oh, because
Must
we're
be
shifting
nice.
back to Hamid.
Yeah, that's your breed form.
Yep.
Eyes does have to though.
This is a standard form, so it's 6, right?
You just need 3 successes.
We got 5.
Yeah, you're good. And then I have dexterity and survival from whichever of you has it better. Who
got
has
a total of
survival?
7 dice.
Mine would be 5, so or
You don't
6, so that'll be you.
You got it.
I looked at the wrong character sheet. I thought that was somebody else.
Unless we could do this as a group effort, where I can assist them.
No, Eyes is definitely going to be the one taking point on this.
Sounds good.
All right. Oh, that is a fail.
You can reroll with increased difficulty or spend your willpower to reroll those 2 ones.
Let's see. 2 1s versus. I'll spend the willpower. So that changes it from 0 successes to 3.
Yeah, you're able to like skillfully, take off the pelt and like carve up the sections of meat that you do want to keep. My question is, how are you gonna transport that back?
Well, I assume we're pretty deep in the woods at this point, but I could be wrong.
You are.
I mean, could always shift back to Krynos, carry it over the shoulder that way.
Well, I don't know about you, but I would rather get back to the RV without risking hearing or smelling anything. So I'm just going to take my time, see what we can scavenge up, maybe make like a little, what's the word for it? Not a dolly, but like a little thing we could just drag everything on top of. That way we can burn some of this moonlight and get back at a safer time. And we can just use the Krynos idea as a fallback. Hopefully we don't run into any people.
Okay. 2 sticks, line things between them, put the corpse on that, drag it back.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
I can try to roll a crafts to see if I can make something that would hold up for the drag.
Can you roll survival and crafts? Survival, perception, survival to like look for things, and then dex crafts with your specialty.
Can do.
Provided you succeed on your perception survival.
Difficulty?
5.
If you need any help with this, let me know.
3 successes.
Yeah, you actually find some. You find like these bits of wood that are actually a little bit better than you would have thought for actually like being able to kind of carry and drag this moose. Then your dex crafts to kind of like shape it.
And what difficulty will the crafts be?
That will be at standard.
Okay. 3 successes again.
Wonderful. Yeah, you're able to like successfully get that thing. Like it's able to like fully carry the moose. Nope, it's like dangling off too much. You guys might look a bit weird to anybody who's passing by, but it's close to night. It's nighttime now, and you're kind of in Montana. You're just more or less hoping you don't get shot by a stray hunter.
If anyone asks, we hunted, gutted, and prepared a moose. Totally normal.
Yeah. I'm sure they do that all the time.
Yeah. I hope they do. Otherwise, we're going to stand out. It'll be fine. We're in the woods.
Yeah. So it took you guys a couple hours to get the, find the moose, and it's probably going to take you a few hours to just get back. It's closer to like 2 or 3 in the morning now. You guys aren't really feeling tired. That's kind of the, extra bonus of being a werewolf. You guys are able to at least stay up pretty late without sleeping, but you will feel exhausted next day if you don't sleep some.
We can handle it.
I would imagine by 2 or 3 in the morning, when he's the door is unlocked, it is very quiet.
Indeed.
Perfect.
You go ahead and do the favor. The honors.
Charlie, Charlie, because Charlie sleeps like garbage, is sitting out in a camp chair having a cigarette.
Just see eyes walking up, dragging this big ass moose thing behind him. Or eyes and twice.
Yep.
It's a very weird and makeshift wagon without wheels, but it's being like it doesn't look like it's dragging too much in the ground. We're creating like a ditch.
You guys have a way to like hang that and bleed it before you bring it in, right? If you get blood all over the Winnebago, that's just... When you get pulled over for anything, that's a problem.
No, we'll make sure it's transport safe, one way or another. Just didn't want to waste it.
I figured the blood was going to cover up the other smells that are in there now.
You didn't have to say the quiet part out loud, but...
One thing up all right. He says, wearing a t-shirt that says, if I'm not on a watch list, someone isn't doing their job.
All right, let's hang this thing up, I guess.
I was gonna say on a spare clothesline, but that would definitely fall apart.
We'll have to throw
I'm sure there's something that you could. I'm sure there's something you guys could do to get that thing to like bleed out.
You know what? Waste not, want not. I'll try changing and at a random point without any context, twice will just be like, litter. That's what I was thinking of. Anyway, and he's just going to start working on reusing it to create something to hang the meat off of so that it can actually bleed out and dry off.
All right. Same crafts roll, diff 7 now.
Okie dokie.
Power up some strips off of it. We'll put it in the dehydrator. Stock up on jerky.
3 successes.
All right, 3 successes again. Yeah, you're definitely able to do that.
And Twice will just say, I might use some of the, try my hand at a little bit of making a sheath for the clave. But I'm sure we're going to have plenty left.
It's at least 3 more gloves in there. Maybe 4.
Hopefully 4, because none of us are one-handed.
Well, you are still learning how to use that clave.
Yeah.
How does it feel to use that instead of, your hands and your teeth? Is that okay?
You know, Eyes? It feels right. Using it what it's made for, it's comfortable.
And the metal don't bother you none?
Well, it's got enough silver in it that I feel it, but with everything else taken into account, that's a small price to pay to have the privilege of using it.
if you say so. Feels impersonal.
The door to the Winnebago opens and JB steps out wearing the same t-shirt, but a pair of like shorts. She's commandeered from somebody. And the t-shirt says, "Ask me about my complete lack of interest." And she's got a bottle of Charlie's scotch in one hand and a glass in the other. Well, if we're all going to come out here and talk, I'm obviously not going to be able to sleep, so.
Surprised you're still thirsty.
She just sort of flips twice off.
Eyes chuckles. That's the wrong target.
Or eyes.
Chosen.
Sorry. Sorry. Out of character. That's my bad.
Eyes will return the favor.
I'm like an older brother that doesn't need to listen to that stuff about a sister figure. He's just going to be humming to himself loud enough that he can pretend he can't hear it as he's working on getting everything set up.
We got food. Probably for a couple of days at least.
I smelled that.
Yeah, it's kind of a rank smell right now. It's incredibly unpleasant.
Yeah. JB's a city wolf, so the smell of wild game is not great to her.
It's better, fresher, better flavor.
I don't know. What?
Everyone's got their own preferences. Oh, and strike weaponry off of Ice's Christmas wish list. It's apparently not his thing.
I don't need it. Good with my hands, my face, the rest of my body. I'm just a weapon myself, really.
To those that care at the moment, it is very cold outside right now. Very cold.
I don't think any of us care that much.
No, but it makes it more noticeable that Eyes is full on shirtless. He's just got his like tight jeans on.
And JB's out here in a t-shirt and shorts.
Yep. We're
Wait,
ready
twice?
to cut glass over here.
Weiss is in like one of those thick cotton flannel shirts. It's appropriate for Montana now that I think about it. A pair of jeans, so, you know, he's at least a little insulated.
Well, Charlie's like, screw you people, I'm cold, I'm going inside.
The true city wolf here.
All right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget he has never had to sleep in a cardboard box and she follows him inside.
Did we bring any Febreze or anything?
You smell that and I will punch you in the nose. Or you spray that and I will punch you in the nose.
I was hoping not to smell that, but okay. All right.
Febreze has a smell, dumbass. It smells like chemicals. It's awful.
we could just make a little campfire out here and catch a little nap until we're ready to drive.
That's a good idea. Y'all just keep the windows open on that thing.
That's not happening.
Air it out, something.
JB will shut the door behind her and they hear it click as she locks it.
Well, I'm not gonna.
Don't lock the door.
They don't want to join us. That's fine.
Don't lock the door.
Fine. She will unlock the door as quietly as she can so that they don't necessarily know that it's not locked anymore.
And
Eyes has already begun to rub two sticks together.
Riley will crack two of the windows in the back.
There is, well, no, because JB doesn't want to share, so never mind. was gonna say there's a right that JP has, but yeah. I would say the rest of the night is uneventful, and you all are able to sleep peacefully, even those who have nightmares.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna make you roll for this until we get to the main plot, because it is not useful at the moment. Now, you guys are driving from Bozeman, Montana, through most of Montana. It is kind of erratic. People in Montana, at least driving on I-90, is kind of crazy. And it's very it becomes more noticeable the closer you get to Idaho. And I'm gonna have another driving roll again. As people are just speeding around you, it seems like no one really wants to follow the speed limit, even though they're there. And you are doing just fine as people are kind of like moving around you, and you're able to maneuver the Winnebago out of the way of one person. They flip you off. And then you're able to get through into northern Idaho, and you notice that it's the mountains are more visible, like looking back into Montana from here, than they were when you were actually in the state, and even more so when you look south, you see the mountains across Idaho as well. And eventually, you make your way into Spokane, Washington. It's kind of almost this grim, dark area. It doesn't seem like a happy place to be at this moment. It seems that the city might be trying to do some revitalization. The two city wolves would know that the World's Fair was held here about 2 decades ago. But it does seem to still be a bit scummy. That's one word to put it. And it's kind of like getting late in the night as you make your way out of Spokane and kind of getting near Cheney. But you're getting closer to it's getting close into the plains and more aridness of eastern Washington.
Long drive. We ready for another pit stop?
No.
Well, we may have to crisscross pit stop with the drive. Does everyone have a driver's license or ID card? Something?
I got mine.
Yeah.
Guys.
No.
Okay. That's what I figured. You got to have a driver's license across the border.
Oh, I can hide. They won't know.
Yeah. Well, I was figuring if you wanted to go for a run, we would meet you on the other side.
Ooh. Is that a race?
No.
Oh. Why you gotta offer all these fun things and then take away the fun part?
Because I'm going to be stuck in traffic. It's not fair.
Well, you should just drive better.
I think that's called bumper cars, and it's not appropriate for the highway.
Fine. Yeah, I can run across. See y'all over there.
You want me to go and keep an eye on him?
Yeah,
think-
having some
That's how-
responsibility on the run might be good. What do you think?
It's gonna be harder to hide you with me.
I can shift. And I get by better than you do. I can at least look like a dog.
Yeah.
Plus, they run my ID and flags will go up. So
Oh.
What are you thinking, Charlie?
I can drive. My driver's license is fine.
all
But,
right.
yeah, anyone, you know what? Anyone who wants to, Anyone who wants to take a run across, they're not gonna stop a couple of goofy wolves.
All right, so this begs the question then: are you going north from the eastern side of the mountains in Washington, or are you going to go on the western side through Seattle?
Which way is faster to get to Vancouver?
Going through Seattle.
Okay, so when we're headed out of Seattle, I'll pull over. Anybody who wants to go for a run out and across the border, I'll find a place to stop and.
I will say to give a point of reference, you want to do that around the time you guys get to Bellingham.
Okay.
Seattle is just the most notable place that you guys will be going. It's you got to go all the way west, and then now you're going to make all the way north up to Vancouver City.
Gotcha.
Around Bellingham is kind of like the next biggest city that in Washington that is closest to the border. And as you let them out in Bellingham, you begin to cross the border, and it's kind of a sight to behold. Is as you do look across, as much as you're still in a bit of like a city area on the border, you do notice that there is like a road going through horizontally that's just perpendicular to like or parallel to where the borderline is, and it's on the side of that is on Canada, and then they have this forest kind of like going all the way across, and you notice that the border, the actual line for the border, is like devoid of all trees. There's nothing there. It's just grass.
As I'm waiting in line at the border, I will activate my gift persuasion.
Yeah.
Just in case. I don't think I'm going to ask any questions, but you never know.
Oh, you never know. And as you kind of like get up to like the place where they're gonna like check your papers, they rap on the window. Can I get your IDs?
Yep.
Multiple people in here.
Is Twice still with me?
Yeah, he'll come up from the back and already have his ID out.
Anything to declare when going in?
I don't think so.
That comes to mind.
I declare I love camping in Canada. So what? Does that matter?
Good try.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as you, he kind of like looks you over and goes like, all right, you're good. And he gives you back your IDs. And as you drive past, as for the other two, I will take strength athletics or stamina athletics, whichever is better. In your lupus forms, I will not make you roll for this.
Excellent.
For changing, I will have you roll for the running part.
Oh, okay.
So we are rolling. Okay.
Yes, you're rolling to run, not to change.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I realized how that sounded coming out of my mouth.
Stamina athletics, you said?
Stamina or strength, whichever one is better.
I got them tied for me. That is
Well,
6
good for
successes
you.
for me.
Your stamina and strength are not the same.
In lupus form, they are.
Oh.
Or they should.
Oh, yeah, they are. Yes.
I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna spend a thing. I have a gift for this. I am going to use my new gift. I'm gonna spend a Gnosis and re-roll that. By using Lucky Bastard.
You lucky bastard.
There we go.
That is actually, you are right. Again, like I said, math is hard. I'm gay and I can't do math.
I'm the kind of gay that can't do math.
Actually, give me a complicated math question. I can do that. Don't do it right now, but like later.
If one RV leaves the Canadian border at 10 a.m. and 2 wolves cross the Canadian border at 11 a.m., what time will they reach Waffle House?
Never. I don't think they have Waffle Houses in
Does
Canada.
Waffle House exist in Canada?
I'm pretty sure that they don't. If anything, I would assume it'd be a Denny's, considering you're in the Northwest now.
Anyway, 4 successes for moi.
And 6 for eyes. Wow.
Absolutely.
Y'all are crazy.
Sneaky.
Yeah. I will say, eyes is definitely a lot faster, but JB is able to like kind of like keep pace and is able to push and is able to catch up to eyes when catching a break, and it's kind of like that tortoise in the hare moment. But eyes does kind of make it across the border first, just due to pure speed.
That's okay. JB wasn't treating it like a race. She was treating it like I'm gonna be a few feet behind him because that way he's always in my line of sight and I can stop him if he's gonna do something stupid.
Yeah.
Eyes 100% treats it like a race.
And as you guys kind of like across the border, I'm assuming you are going to be using Facebear to kind of communicate where to go pick up the other two.
Yep.
Okay. And as you make your last...
Everybody hears over Face Bear. I think we crossed the border. All I can smell is poutine.
Oh, that's like cheesy death there.
Picking
Why,
up
it's
notes
just-
of maple.
So just say, well, I bathe, so it's not me.
It's probably me. I'm sorry.
Charlie, where are we meeting?
Give me a minute. Let me find a place to pull off the highway.
Thought he found the mute button for a second.
Oh, not for you guys, never. You're able to kind of like pull around in the in like Douglas City, which is like right across the border. That is like the first place you were like the first city that's there. You're able to pull off and you go and drive through the city a little bit and go on First Avenue, and then you're able to go on to like Zero Avenue. And it's kind of like just outside the city, just outside of some residences that you're able to like pick them up at, where it's kind of like the least inconspicuous. And then you turn back around, like doing that like kind of like 10, 16 point turns. This isn't really a very big road. And you're able to get back on, and you're back on the highway, making your way to Vancouver.
Make him away.
No.
When we get to Vancouver, what am I looking for?
Can I have you roll? Okay. Politics is a thing in this game. Can I have you roll perception? Let's do vampire lore.
Okay. I am concerned.
That's kind of like the next best thing that I can give.
I have Garu lore, just throwing it out there.
Garu lore, yes. Perception Garu lore. That would be amazing. That's even better than vampire lore. Though I do say, roll your vampire lore, though. As you guys are kind of like entering the city limits. Perception Garu lore as well.
I'm working on it.
Okay. So you said the so I didn't know if you were.
I was going to ask for difficulty, and then he rolled, and I was like, the difficulty is standard. Got it. That's a 7.
Holy. So there are some kind of like telltale signs that there might be some sort of like political system set up in Vancouver, but the air here does feel strange for like what you do know about like about vampires. It feels weird.
Okay.
As for JB, the whole air, umbra, everything that you feel as being part spirit is off. It feels slightly mutated, but you do feel yourself coming closer to this like budding idea of like where the Great Cairn should be. And the Great Cairn is like the strongest and, as far as you know, was the most protected cairn in all of Northern America. And it is like, it's the like kind of like one of the oldest ones there as well. Some theorize that it was built back in the 1300s by the 3 Native American tribes.
Bear's who told us to come here, and he said that there was a Farah, one of his people, that we were supposed to be helping, right?
Yes.
Did he give us a name or where to find them?
No.
Okay, well, in that case, I think JB would sort of gesture Charlie in the direction that she can feel where the Great Cairn should be. But go slow, because everything here feels off. And then she will open her senses a little bit wider to Bear. Hey, Bear.
It's kind of, it feels like it's there. It's just not saying anything.
Well, we're in Vancouver, and you told us to come help your person, but you never told us who they were or where we were supposed to find them. So if you could give us a little guidance on why exactly you brought us here, that would be helpful. Other than the fact that everything feels weird. Why does everything feel weird?
Something wrong.
Yeah, no, I could tell that. Even as off as I've been feeling, I can tell that.
Go to the island.
Okay.
And as you guys are making your way through the city, you kind of see this this high-rise building. And Charlie, you do feel a bit of connection drawn there. Feeling that this is a place that you should visit, hopefully at some point. But as JB was opening herself up to like questions or like talking to Bear, you all were hearing it as well.
Who on the
Alright.
island?
Back up in the Atlas, I think there's like a government island.
So when you open up the Atlas, you are seeing that there is a island called, it's called Vancouver Island. And you do see that there is actually a ferry that if you drive kind of into like northwestern Vancouver, you go up a bit, there's a place where you can take a ferry and hopefully maybe they'll let Winnie on.
You know, we can park Winnie on the other side of the ferry.
We don't want to take it with us?
We could try, but in my experience, the bigger, fancier cairns always get all wee-weed up when we drive Winnie onto their precious pond.
I mean, they're the ones who need our help. I don't see as they get a choice.
You'll notice they didn't invite us. They may not even know we're coming.
Fair, I guess. But like this is our home. JB looks anxious at the idea of not having Winnie.
I could always stay with Winnie, and once we get the go-ahead of being allowed, I can bring her over on the next ferry.
Let's see what the ferry situation is, and we'll proceed from there.
Okay.
It is starting to get around like a dusk as you do come up to the ferry. Vancouver does prove itself to be a little bit more difficult to drive than you were like expecting, but you're able to do it, and the ferry is still running to get out to the island. But there's only 2 more trips left.
I will speak to whoever is selling tickets. Hey, can I bring the RV? Is that going to be a problem?
How many dollars do you have?
Harley puts on his best smile and activates persuasion. Enough. How many you need?
I mean, we need about for something like that at this time. I don't know, probably like 300. I need to go ask my boss. I'm kind of new.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. What's a normal ticket cost?
For a car, probably about 70.
70. So, I have a proposal for you. I'm going to buy from you a regular ticket for $70. I'm going to give you $200. What happens to that extra $130? That's between you and your God.
I guess that's fine.
Think about, he says, counting out money. Think about how what a nice evening you're going to have when you clock out of here in just a little bit with that extra cash in your pocket. It's going to be a great evening. It's going to be a good night for you, good night for us. We get to bring our bed because, this is where we sleep. I am happy to roll manipulation plus subterfuge at your command if you want it.
Yeah, I would love for you to do that at standard.
All right, I have activated persuasion, so that will drop my difficulty to 2 or to 4. Drops it by 2. And it's not obvious, but does my specialty of seductive apply here as I'm trying to lure him into doing something he shouldn't?
Yeah, he's a little bit attracted to you right now.
Oh.
I get it.
That'll be 5 successes.
All right. It's about 70. Yeah.
There you go.
And he's just gonna like put the 70 in the drawer. He's okay. Go park in this spot. And most services should be covered as well if you want like food or drinks.
What's your name?
Kyle.
You're my hero, Kyle. Thanks.
Don't talk about how much you paid though, okay? Okay.
Nah. My lips are sealed.
As you guys take the ferry, it feels a lot darker. Your bodies all feel quite a bit heavier as you're now kind of beginning to like relax a bit, as you can't do much else other than wait for the boat to go across the channel.
Just wake me up when we get across.
Weiss will go to, just get up and say, I'm just going to take a short walk, stretch my legs a little bit.
Go ahead.
Go on.
I was gonna say, can JB? Can I roll something to see if JB notices that everybody's suddenly feeling kind of sleepy?
Sure.
Because that seems unusual considering the level of stamina we have in this party.
Yeah. No. I'll give that to you. It's
what role do you want from me?
we'll do perception and I'm gonna do investigation. Or actually, you know what? No, let's do enigmas. This is an actual puzzle deal.
Okay. Standard diff.
Yes.
4 successes. Hello, JB.
It is a bit strange, considering the fact that you guys are you all do have pretty strong stamina ratings, but you've been traveling for a few days now, and sitting in a car and sitting and traveling like this it's exhausting. And there is that air of calm as well on the ocean. The feeling of this being part of nature, even if you are on a man-made ship, as unnatural as the ship is, being on the ocean is calming.
So this doesn't feel supernatural in any way.
Not entirely. There is a ever so slight mist to it. To that yes, it does feel slightly supernatural. It might be projected so that anyone going to the island is a little bit more calmed, so that they don't cause trouble.
Okay. JB will keep that to herself, but is also going to pointedly not let herself fully relax. She's going to try and keep her eyes open and focused.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it takes a couple hours.
Yeah, Twice is just gonna take a short walk, trying to keep himself, awake, and also just kind of stay a little bit alert. He will try to use Scent of the True Form when near any crew to see if any of the crew might be Garu.
Okay, go ahead. I believe you need a roll for that.
If they are Garu, I don't need to roll, but if they are something else, I need 2 successes on a roll to detect vampires, fairies, or other shapeshifters, and 4 successes to detect Fomori or mages.
So, can I have you roll?
Sure.
There is at least one person that smells lupine, but not quite.
Got it.
It is reminiscent of the smell that the family had back in Chicago.
Oh, okay. Let me just see if it says what the difficulty is. If it doesn't say a difficulty, do you set it, or do I just go with standard?
I want you to roll for standard right now.
Okie dokie. Two successes.
There is something sweet. There's something sweet here. It feels nice, and it does have good thoughts in your head. And then there's something that's just out of reach that you just don't know what it is.
Okay.
But you don't feel on edge.
All right. And after getting that, he'll keep walking to try to stay alert. But by the time when it looks like there's probably maybe half an hour left of the trip, he'll make his way back to the Winnie.
Okay. You do so unless anybody else has any other plans.
Nope. Eyes is curled up in one of the beds, just snoring away.
Charlie's not doing anything else.
Nope. Just
All right.
lean back in the driver's seat. He might nod off for a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of the sleeping naps you're taking. You're like, I'm about to fall asleep, and then, oh god, I'm awake again. Hold on, and then you go back asleep. And then, oh god, I'm awake again. But eventually, after Twice gets back to the van, and you guys, the ferry docks, and you're able to get off. You are on the island. Is anybody going to peek into the Umbra to try and find the Great Cairn?
I will.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your Gnosis rating.
What's my difficulty?
You're in the city right now, but it is still nature-esque, so we're gonna go for 5.
Okay. Do my mirror shades help me with that at all?
Are they activated?
They can be.
Then yes, it would lower the difficulty by 2, rolling at the bare minimum for World of Darkness.
Oh, 7 on a difficulty 3.
If you fail this, I might be mad.
6 successes.
Yeah, no, you would definitely peek into the Umbra, and you're able to kind of see this line, almost what it is like a ley line, going from the port out into the wilderness. There is a dirt road you can take, though.
I guess I would point out the dirt road. We want to go that way.
Okay. Checking the atlas here. There are a bunch of RV parks, so I'm gonna park Winnie, and then we'll probably hoof it. To be polite.
Okay, fine.
We got her across the water. We can come back when the day is done.
I know. She'll get up and go back to where Eyes is sleeping. Take the cap off of her water bottle and just dribble a couple of drops of water onto his face.
He pretends that he's still asleep.
Do I ask for a roll to see if I can tell that he's not? Or do I just assume that he's not and dump the water bottle on him?
Choices.
Yeah, I'm just going to assume that he's not and dump the water bottle on him.
I'm up. I'm sorry. I'm up.
Welcome back to the land of the living, sweet cheeks.
Not often is there sleep that is actually comfy, and I kind of like being on the water now.
Yeah, that wasn't entirely being on the water.
I mean, it was kind of a little bit. Oh, but it's all right. So what are we doing? We're killing? We're going?
We're walking.
There's always so much walking.
We're gonna
I think.
We apparently have to be polite and park and walk.
Do we really have to, or could we drive most of the way there?
Charlie says we have to, so we're gonna.
All right, I'm up. Let me get dressed. I'll be right there.
We're gonna park. We're gonna walk. We're going to announce ourselves. Like grown-up werewolves do.
Do we announce ourselves individually, or do we have like a name now?
And every time I announce myself, people give me weird looks. So,
I mean,
I can have a greeting.
We're still the Winnebago Warriors, so we do it as a group or individual.
Yep.
I mean,
Are you going to let off the howl?
Yeah.
I mean, we got to get out of the Winnebago and head up there, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys park the Winnebago and begin trekking along.
JB, I'm going to trust you to tell me when we reach the barn.
Okay. Can JB kind of like constantly be keeping an eye on the Umbra? I don't have to roll every single time.
No, I'm not going to make you roll every single time. That's unrealistic as fuck. Yeah, you're able to like keep the sight on as long as you need to. You're very well practiced in this.
Almost like this is what I do.
It's like your job or something. And you're able to like kind of like guide everyone, and you're kind of getting up to this border where where it's not like an absence in the Umbra. It's definitely there. It looks like there's this like wall keeping out any unwanted like spiritual visitors.
Huh. Well, they've got decent security on the other side.
Glad to hear it. Charlie will look around. Is there anyone around but us?
No.
All right. Charlie will. I'm not gonna roll. I'm gonna spend a point of rage to assume Krynos form, so that I have a wolf mouth, and then I will do the howl of greeting, announcing that we are the Winnebago Warriors. We are the Winnebago Warriors. We have come at the behest of our totem and would speak with the elders.
All right. A minute goes by before in the Umbra and partially in the physical world as well, it opens almost like a door. And in the physical world, you kind of see, not that it was like this block there, but it feels like you can kind of like see more now through this one, what might be a doorway.
What is that?
They let the defenses down, or at least unlock the door. Come on.
Okay.
And as you guys walk through, the energy shifts again, and JB, if you do look back, you do see that the door is now closed and you are on the other side, with there being glyphs along the wall.
Mm.
I'm gonna shift down to Glabro so that I can talk more readily.
Okay. I'll let you roll for that if you would like. Or you,
Yep.
And again, in the Umbra as well, now there are spirits, so many spirits about. It feels so different to you. It's all these wild and Gaian spirits flitting about, seeming to enjoy themselves, creating, and with the Gaians shaping and moving and playing with it, playing with like the energy that's being moved about.
For anyone who is paying attention, there is the barest hint of just the tiniest little curve at the corners of JB's mouth. Like she might maybe consider smiling at some point.
That good, huh?
There's a lot of spirits here. They're happy.
For the rest of you, it feels like nature is untouched. Feels like this is what Gaia should be.
Yeah, I kind of like this. And Twice is going to make sure, because he would have brought the iron hammer and clave, but he will be making sure that they are very clearly bound or piece strapped in a way where they're there because of what they represent rather than as weapons. Like he has no intent. He's making sure it'll be very obvious that there's no intent to use them.
Okay.
This is the feeling that we want to spread around, right?
Kinda.
Where we can.
I like it.
And yeah,
do we have to go and find someone?
Oh, I reckon if we keep walking, someone will eventually stop us before we get to anything important.
Can I have everybody roll perception alertness at standard? Yes, it is nighttime. But this is more audible based than sight. If that matters for people.
3 successes.
3. None. 2.
2 successes.
Now, if we get a 1.
I skipped it.
0.
You got a 0.
I mean, if I re-roll those ones, I could get a 1 if none of them
You
come
could?
up. But I won't use
it's not
willpower
worth
for that. Yeah, I won't use willpower for that.
Now, Eyes and JB. JB, you kind of notice it a little bit. It takes you... You notice it quicker than Eyes does, purely based because it's audible based. And you hear the rustling of leaves as you hear foot landing on ground, and then Eyes, you start picking up that like hearing somebody like running on the ground. As both of you turn, you see a wolf in Hispo form before you.
I think we found someone.
What? Oh, hey.
It's gonna like snarl at you as it looks at you questioningly.
Eyes snarls back while still in his human form.
Nice to meet you too. We are the Winnebago Warriors. We announced ourselves at the perimeter. Hi.
Our totem in Jupiter told us to come here.
The wolf is nodding its head right now. Is anybody going to change into Krynos or Lupus or Hispo to talk to them? But it's nodding its head.
I mean, Eyes will be
I'll
happy
spend
to
a rage
return.
I'll spend a rage and drop into Lupus. Last thing we need is Eyes doing the talking.
Eyes is
I'm not
very
great
eager
at
to go
talking, but
Krynos.
I'm better than Eyes. So
I'll shift
Yeah.
down to Lupus as well.
Charlie, you're saying Glabro?
Yeah, I'll stay in Glubber for now.
Okay. You guys can always translate over Face Bear.
Yep.
So, as you shift down, we're gonna do this in plain speak. Just assume that this is just a lot of wolf grunting. Book. Oh, finally! I've been waiting for you to transform down. It was very inconsiderate of you not to.
sorry. We don't typically get greeted by people in Lupus.
Are you from the city?
Mostly.
Yeah, mostly.
She's gonna take a couple steps back as Okay. And you're from the Sept of Jupiter. Did something happen there?
Not from the Sept of Jupiter. We were just there, though. There was a war. Someone set Jupiter loose, and we had to bind him again. Did you not hear?
One? There was another war?
Less than a week ago.
Same here. Jupiter.
Listen, I wasn't given a lot of details. Jupiter and Bear told us that we had to come here.
Bear. One of
Bear's
their
our
kin.
totem.
One of their kin. They're here. Not here, but here on the island.
Oh, that may be who we're supposed to find, but we weren't given any specifics, so...
Just as something was wrong.
They don't want to talk right now to anybody.
I think they'll want to talk to us.
If you can find where they're hibernating, you are more than welcome to try.
Over Face Bear, everybody will hear. Anybody want to try and track a Farah?
Do we have enough water?
Ron, I mean...
Did you
Maybe.
have and twice will to the wolf. Did you have kinfolk on the ferry working on it?
There might be some that the Buddha, the Smiling Buddha that have stationed there. They like to have their claws in just about everything business-wise here. It's their way of exercising some control over the leeches.
There are leeches here too.
Leeches
Indeed.
everywhere.
Indeed.
If there's
Here.
dirt, there's gonna be leeches.
Here, let me take you back to the main part of the cairn. And as you all draw closer, you do see more and more people. You see Hamid, you see wolves, you see everybody living in harmony. The humans aren't hunting wolves, they aren't afraid, they don't seem concerned at all. And neither do the wolves for that matter, but they also don't look domesticated. And as you arrive, kind of like in this word, like central point, sorry, I got totally thrown off by something posted in our general chat. As you guys arrive, you kind of see this kind of like large building. There were like kind of like smaller tribal huts set up around, but there was this large building in the middle. It's like the most central location. And all of you feel this intense spiritual energy emanating from it. The gauntlet feels as thin here as it can be, while still keeping spirits at bay from invading the world.
Are we going in that way?
You all are due to go in there. Do be careful. And she's gonna like look directly to JB when saying that. And JB, as you kind of like look at yourself, wondering why she's telling you to be extra careful out of anybody else. You're seeing that your tattoos, even in lupus form, are like starting to like glow, and you do feel the lightning kind of like jumping around your skin and fur.
That's new. Okay.
Everyone's fetishes here are kind of like starting to show signs of the spirit that inhabits them.
Thank God the magpie swag shifts with her body. Because that would be weird.
The majority of the Garu around, what form are they in?
The majority of the guard around, Right, most of them are in Hamid. That's kind of like naturally the most common one for the Garu Nation is that most Garu are born Hamid.
Okay.
The only tribe that doesn't, keep up with that is the Red Talons.
Then I will stick to Glubro.
As for our other 2 people in Lupus, are you wanting to stay in that? Are you wanting or 3? Sorry, Solvent
No,
Charlie.
Is she gonna peel off from us?
She is.
Then I will go back to Hamid.
Isa's what?
Isis and Krynos. He's
You're in
happy
Krynos.
to be, back in the normal.
People are definitely staring at you, and they do look uncomfortable with you in particular.
He adjusts the sunglasses that he wears and continues
Which isn't entirely helping that much.
Exactly.
Twice we'll be shifting back to Hamid, and as they're walking, he'll walk in a way where if anybody gives, rather than worried looks, but more like scornful or otherwise negative looks, he'd put himself in between them and eyes, as if the looks have to apply to both if they're going to apply to one, kind of thing.
Oh, and they do. They look at you very strangely and uncomfortably when directly, like when you are next to him. They kind of like look at this, look at your whole pack, kind of strange. For like being with a menace, and this kind of like what they would determine is like a very holy place for the Garu.
As soon as JB is back in Hamid form, she's going to very quickly and carefully take her jacket off so that she doesn't singe it with the electricity that is crackling up and down her arms.
Mm-hmm.
Over Face Bear, Charlie will just say, "Everyone be cool." And he will tap the earring clasped to his right ear and activate his truth earring.
I'm always cool.
I know, big guy. I know.
All right, you guys make your way inside.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Inside, it looks like the after effects of the war in the Phantom, but a lot fresher. It looks like you left one war zone for another. There's war table, there's a map, and there is this big black piece of charcoal kind of like sitting on the center of it that is like now knocked over. And you see five other leaders standing at the table. They look up at you, waiting expectingly.
Before we introduce ourselves, can we find ourselves on the map and what might be around us as far as any sort of things that they're marking or planning for?
It looks most directly related to the actual city. So you'd so kind of like across the ferry. You aren't entirely on the map, though it does kind of like show the place where you did land after taking the ferry.
And after clocking what that is, Eyes will give a big toothy smile to the group.
Charlie will take a step forward. Good evening. I'm Charlie Fang-Banger, Audren Galliard of the Glasswalker tribe. This is my pack, the Winnebago Warriors. We have come a long way at the behest of the Celestine Jupiter and of our pack's totem, Bear.
They do look at you when you say bear.
I put on my easy smile.
You're from Chicago?
We were there most recently, yes.
What do you know about here?
Only that Jupiter asked us to come.
Then they kind of like mutter to themselves. I am Elder Fang-Forged, Hammer of the Tribes. I'm the one who led our defenses against the pit, what lied in it.
The pit?
Worm pit. There's one that we had found, that we had covered with the help of the leeches under a false prophet. And then you see another one kind of like smack him upside the head. Speak respect on his name.
What's his name?
A person that has passed. Glasswalker under the name of Roger Daly. He negotiated a covenant between Garu and the leeches long ago.
So
Then someone fucked it up and built a casino over a pit, disturbing it and breaking the seal.
is the seal still broken?
The thing that came out is dead. Some of the pups wanted to call it fullness.
Fullness? Like when you're really full, you got fullness?
V. As in vendetta. Volness.
But it's dead, right?
We hope.
Is there a check of some sort that I can make to figure out what JB knows about any of this?
Likewise, if maybe like a cult might work there.
I do have a lot of dots and a specialty in Garu lore. That's why I'm asking.
I'm gonna say this for free. You don't know what a volness is.
Okay.
They are kind of like speaking at it about this thing as it's kind of like this, maybe like a hybrid thing. Nobody really knows, or they haven't really said.
Okay.
FB, did we get sent here to deal with some vulnesses?
A singular thing. Something that entered a body of some sort. A Nexus crawler possessing something. It makes no sense. Yet also, it had the gifts of fire that that the worm has. Sickly green.
You said you defeated it. This sept seems very somber for one that I would think would be celebrating a victory.
I imagine that you had a lot of support in Chicago, did you not?
We did.
Have you fought a Nexus crawler? Have you seen the damage that it can cause?
out of character, are we aware that the coterie that we kind of sort of worked with had to fight one, or at least saw one?
I
know we were present, but we weren't a part of that particular fight because we were off dealing with other things.
think you saw it, but you didn't fight it because
we didn't stay to fight. Yeah, we're like, yeah, no, that's not our problem.
Yeah, because that was very much the aftermath of killing like Loden in his house. You guys kind of like went, okay, so we need you were summoned to go help with the Faunum at that point.
Okay. There was a Nexus crawler in Chicago, but that wasn't our task.
It eats reality, umbral and material.
That explains why everything feels so off outside.
It's gonna eat these fists.
JB looks like she wants to say something and then thinks better of it.
What rank are you?
We are all Audrin, having earned that rank in battle.
One of them grunts. Fair. Earned in war. Let's see how you deal with aftercare after a war. We didn't get the numbers. We didn't get the support that you had. We are devastated. So are the leeches. Our covenant is broken and needs to be restructured. We can't be at open war with each other among the humans as well.
Over face bear, everybody just hears, please tell me that they're not expecting us to be the ones to play peacekeepers.
And Twice will just say, you know, if we kill what's left of the leeches, the covenant will be complete, because then there's no war to be had.
Eyes is nodding emphatically.
And
Over
when he
face
sees,
bear or not?
oh, that was over face bear.
No, Eyes' part.
Oh,
Was the nodding as a like an emote over face bear, or were you doing that in real life?
No, he was doing it in real life in response to what is being said over face bear.
Hop, what is wrong with you?
I've been asked that a lot, and I've got a different answer depending on what the problem is. What's wrong?
So you wish to reestablish the covenant? Is that my understanding?
With a better deal for us. Active war helps nobody and will actively harm us in the future. Not having limited supply already is difficult enough if we can't have more supply grow. We need food, supplies, shelter here. We need humans sympathetic to our cause. We need minds that we can turn. Do you understand?
We can bring people and food and water and tents.
That's good for short term. I am talking long term. We need our society and the humans to thrive.
Do we have to do it with the leeches involved?
You would kill all of them. All.
It would take a while.
Sept
Eyes.
was just, if the Sept was just recently torn apart by war, further losses could imperil their ability to hold the cairn, I would think. Or am I wrong, Elder?
We need them to have a weaker grip on the city. I'm sure the Glasswalkers would be appreciative of it in their own ivory tower.
That being a particularly tall high-rise I saw coming through the city.
Indeed. They are not discreet. When have you ever known a glasswalker to be discreet?
Harley smiles.
Amy just bites her lip.
frequently.
We need our grip stronger on the city. We need to have stronger protections for nature. We need the spirits appeased. We need peace. I do not wish for war again. I do not wish to kill all the leeches. That is an endless cycle. They can create them quicker than we can create more of us.
That's fun.
What's your relationship with the girl? What's their relationship with the leeches, if there is one?
We don't know. We prefer to keep our distance. It's not like they remember good times among us. As one of them kind of like gestures as like a whole of like all of you and them, kind of just symbolizing all Garu. If anybody wants to roll Garu lore on that, I can give the history lesson.
I will do that.
As a Philodox, would I be able to roll anything?
Yeah, go ahead, roll intelligence academics.
Oof, I do not actually have academics. I've got enigmas, law, and occult. Oh, and rituals.
What's my difficulty?
7.
8 dice, difficulty 7, and a specialty. For 9 successes.
Okay.
JB's the smart one.
So, I'm gonna heavily summarize this history lesson. The War of Rage kind of like sticks out in your mind of when the European settlers of the Garu came to the Americas. They saw all the Farah and all the other Garu here, and kind of just went, oh, fuck you, this is my territory now. You don't have a flag, we do. And killed quite a lot of them. Some tribes are remorseful about killing, these tribes. With one of the theories specifically related to the Gural is that the Gural is they're believed to have this rite of resurrection to bring back the dead that the Garu wanted. And it's left a lot of bad blood and distrust among them. And a lot of the other changing breeds, most specifically like the Makole would be like the next example of not wanting to like share that right. Or like their like gift with the Garu. And I think you specifically would also know like the roles of like some of the more like of the like the larger parts of Farah, with the Gural being the healers of Gaia and like guardians, with the Makole being the memory of Gaia.
JB will lore dump that to the face bear, because she knows Eyes doesn't know that shit. So she's like, maybe if I just tell him, he won't ask stupid questions.
Okay, can you go over it again, but slower?
Later.
No.
Okay.
Out loud twice, we'll just say, well, if a new covenant needs to be formed that makes you stronger in the city, I think covenant with the girl would be more beneficial to Gaia than a covenant with the leeches. And Mike.
Both are important.
Does your sept have any contacts within the city proper? Members of city council, non-governmental organizations, any of that?
Which one of you is a glasswalker? Do you know a contact
JB.
that is a glasswalker?
Jamie points at Charlie.
So people in the ivory tower do, but the people out here don't. That's what I'm understanding.
Indeed, if you want to be simplistic.
Well, I'm just a dumb glasswalker, Elder. Sorry, trying to understand old werewolves wanting things they never had in the first place.
Maybe he looks a little shocked because she's usually the one with a bad reputation and he's mouthing off.
Your pack name, Winnebago Warriors.
That's right. We can help you. We can help you make peace with the Goral, the Ivory Tower, maybe even the Legions.
You can.
I'd like
gonna
to
cut-
help.
One of us kind of is looking over the pack and obviously has her eyes set on JB.
Amy
It's
kind
just-
of feels the tension in the air rising and takes off her glasses just in case.
But I feel like it's important to establish where everyone's starting from. You have just been through a massive war, your numbers are decimated, and you want a position in the city. You want a position of, of enough power to protect yourselves in the city when you don't have any power in the city at all. That's important for us to know if we're going to act as honest brokers in this, don't you think?
Smiling Buddha Karen and us are on good terms. It's just information is tight-lipped. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. Yes, we would like everything that you just said. We understand that is also probably going to take a long time.
It will. Longer probably than we will be here. Agreements like this, making the agreements just the start.
Making an agreement should be quick. Should be roughly around as long as you are here. Enforcing it, that's on us. We just want favorable conditions for once.
You've been through much. You've sacrificed much. It's reasonable to want a relationship that unifies the different tribes in a way that benefits everyone.
You see one of them kind of whisper in the ear of another as it makes her way up to the person who's been talking the entire time. It seems that I have been forgetting one other cairn run by another tribe by itself. It is the Valkyrie's Sept and Gaia's Justice. They work together in one cairn. Black Furies. She, and then points to JB, will likely be the only one allowed in there, unless they can be convinced otherwise.
Oh, that ought to go well. Phoebe says under her breath.
I could be very convincing.
Not to Furies, you couldn't, bud.
Okay.
You to be the second most likely. They do have a softer spot.
Just in general, an easy to target weakness?
They don't mind metis as much, but
Oh, they're like you. Good. Okay. I like them then.
Why are you all interested in the girl other than your totem?
mostly because our totem told us that one of his pharaoh was here, and that he needed us.
You didn't take that as a warning to leave them alone.
I don't think Bear would have sent us to help someone that we needed to leave alone. That seems like the opposite.
You claim to know what the spirits want?
I can just tell you what he told us.
Of everyone in my pack, I trust JB to understand Bear's intentions.
Maybe there's more girl here than we originally thought. If you find them, report back to us.
Sure.
You're welcome to stay behind our walls if you would like. Or you can go back to the city if that is your choice.
If we have a mobile home, do you have a place for us to park it?
Not here. It is not welcome here.
I think if we're going to do this, and we're going to act as intermediaries between a number of different groups, it's probably best if we keep our own counsel, at least the end of the night.
You know our goals. I would hope that you follow them.
And can I do like an empathy check on the chick who keeps staring at me?
Yeah, no, she hasn't let up her staring yet. Go ahead and roll empathy. It's gonna be at diff 5. This is
wits, intelligence, perception, what?
Which is better, perception or wits?
Wits?
Let's do wits.
I'm going to assume that a specialty in ambushes doesn't help me here.
For empathy? Or no, that's for wit.
For wits.
Yeah, no, in your wits, I'm going like, I thought that was empathy. I'm going like, that makes no fucking sense. Emotionally,
you said difficulty
ambush.
5?
Yes, 5.
4.
All it's thin here, it's very thin. You look different in the Umbra. You know that your new fetish is kind of strange, but not out of the question.
Mm-hmm.
But
does it seem like she's looking at me through the gauntlet?
Yeah, and it feels like she's. It's like kind of part of like she's looking through you, but she's also not. You reckon that it might be due to what happened at what kind of caused the conclusion of the war in Chicago.
I think if she continues to stare, JB's gonna stare back really hard, kind of like a "do you have a fucking problem" look.
Stare off now. It's a stare off now, and both of you, I'm assuming both of you are giving each other the stink eye. Basically going like, are you gonna say it? Am I gonna say it? Are you gonna say it? Let's fucking find out. It's not gonna be me.
I think everybody over Face Bear hears this bitch needs to put her eyes back in her fucking head before I remove them for her.
Eyes focuses attention on her very quickly at that point.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
if
yeah,
they're-
obviously there's a girl staring at JB intensely.
Eyes will give a grunt and flare his nostrils, hoping to catch her attention.
How big are his nostrils? They do that.
I mean, he's a
He's a Krynos, to be fair.
Okay. Yeah. Those would be some pretty big nostrils.
Yeah, he's a Krynos, and the other thing is that, like, you know, I mean, this is eyes. Subtlety, I don't feel like is here.
Body language is in all caps. Yeah.
Exactly. He's already got like the hackles. He may have misinterpreted what's going on. He doesn't really care. He heard this bitch needs to keep her eyes in her head. He is ready to go. Like hackles are up, eyes narrowed, nose kind of curled up and snarling a little bit. He's going to intimidate her into backing down if she doesn't, get her eyes somewhere else.
Yeah. The person, the main elder who's been talking to Charlie this entire time, but also the group, he's gonna say to Charlie this time, "You best get your pack out of here before they fight. This might not be a thing that they win, and it's something that I do not want to have happen in my care."
Charlie smiles slowly, says, we spent a couple of weeks being told this was a fight we're not going to win. Here we are. But we're not here to pick fights. And he will look at the girl giving the hairy eyeball to JB. We're not hard to find.
And as you all are turning your backs, JB, as you do, and as this lady does, you catch the faintest glimpse behind her that herself is made, like she has these icicles that are kind of like starting to develop as she's kind of like letting her guard down now.
And I eyeball her through the Umbra?
I thought you still had peeking on?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It was never made entirely clear to me, like, when the scene ended and if I was going to have to roll again. Like, it's been up as long as I'm allowed to have it up.
Yes. No, I've been going on as you have it up. But yeah, she's kind of like letting her guard down as both of you are turning, and you kind of like get this glimpse of like clouds and ice with a little bit of lightning.
Interesting.
And
sorry,
can I have you?
One more.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Charlie's gonna pull a Columbo. I'm sorry. One more thing. These other Seps that you've spoken of, you say you have good relations with both of them?
They keep to themselves. We keep to ourselves. They're on the other side of the city, quite alone. They preferred it that way. We would like to all work together.
Is he telling me the truth when he says that?
It's a half truth. So I'm gonna go. It's vibrating ever so slightly.
Okay.
JB, can I have you roll your willpower really quick?
Yep. Unspent or
You haven't spent any
total. No, you're right. I have not spent any willpower. I did spend Gnosis, though. I just marked it off on the wrong thing. But my bad. So,
I would like it at if 7.
Okay. Let me double check something.
Do you have
Okay.
anything against mental measures? Mental things?
I don't think so.
I don't believe you do either.
Nope. JB's not great at behaving herself. She has notoriety as a flaw for a reason. 1 success. It's not a complete failure. Uh-oh.
Let me get to my names. Lydia Ashworth flying to me. That's gonna sit in your head, that name, and to find her. You don't know if that's the person, if that was the lady who was staring at you or not.
Okay. Noted.
All right. Well, after that tense meeting, what are you all up to?
Once we are out of that room, over Face Bear, JB's voice, sounding as annoyed as she has ever fucking sounded, goes, Charlie, I need to borrow your fucking phone book.
Is there
Please.
a phone number? Is there a phone number you need?
Someone named Lydia Ashworth.
That sounds like an upper class name.
Sure does.
Probably some fucking wasp.
Yeah. Fuck those guys.
They're really annoying. They sting.
Yeah. Fuck the upper class. Fuck people who have money.
Also, if you could support us on patreon.com, that'd be wonderful.
I'll look it up for you as soon as we get back to Winnie. Let's take a walk.
JB will go quiet until we're outside of the boundary again. And then she'll like let out a breath, go, what the fuck was that bitch's problem?
I've noticed that when people are asking us for their help, or for our help, they tend to talk down to us as if they think it's going to make us more encouraged to help them. Because they're angry that they have to ask us for help, I guess. Or are you talking about the one that was staring at you?
The one that was staring at me.
What was her problem?
I don't know. I think she was probably looking at me through the Umbra, but like, I don't know. I know I
Wants to
look.
go back and kick her ass.
No.
Might have been jealousy then. I'm going to go tell Winnie that I love her and that we love her more than we love this Karen. Because I, for one, would rather stay in Winnie than stay in this Karen after the way they were just talking to us.
Yeah.
Amen, amen, and amen.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if this isn't what we were called here to do, it'll do until something worse comes along.
Eyes will access Face Bear and just call out. He's not as in tune with spirits, but we've heard Bear before. So Eyes is going to reach out and ask, Bear, is this what you meant for us to do?
It's gonna stay silent. It's there, but it's silent.
Maybe he didn't understand me.
No, he understood you. He just doesn't want to answer right now.
3 cranky Karens and a bunch of leeches. Apparently there was a big war recently and a lot of people died.
I still think the best kind of leech to make a deal with, dead one.
And I think here's the thing. If half that Karen is dead, picking another fight with the leeches, I mean, twice.
I meant it less as let's kill them and more as I don't think it's possible to make a good deal with them while they're alive. Well, existing. It's going to be hard pressed for me to trust any deal we can make with them. Not saying we shouldn't try, just that gonna have to be careful.
Trust but verify.
Yeah.
Are you all going to sleep?
No, JB's waiting on a phone number.
We get back to the Winnebago. Charlie will pull out this little black, looks like a little black phone book of phone numbers, flip it open, and he keeps flipping pages, and there are a lot more pages than there ought to be in this little black phone book. Larry. There we are. You say Lydia Ashworth?
That's what she said, I think.
And I will copy out a phone number and pass it over.
Do you
Can I
copy out
borrow
the
your-
address as well?
Yeah, if it's there, sure.
Yeah. There is an address. Well, it's more coordinates than address, but it's easily copied.
Is it nearby?
Roughly?
But would we have to cross back over on a ferry that's now closed for the night?
The ferry
Or
is
is it-
closed for the night.
Yeah.
No, we're asking, would we have to get on the ferry to get to the address?
No. It's on the island.
How far away?
You'd have to go through the cairn again,
Fuck
roughly,
my
or
life.
you could go around, but that seems a lot more difficult at the moment.
Maybe we go in the morning. We go over there in the morning. We go see these smiling Buddhas. After that, that should get us a pretty decent amount of the guru picture.
I heard the bitch in my head. I don't know if it was the one who was eyeballing me or if it was somebody else. I just heard him in my head, which is real fucking unsettling when it isn't one of you guys or a bear. JB is like pacing.
Okay. Are they there now?
I don't think so.
Okay. Then you calm down. Get some rest.
And then
we'll go look up this person tomorrow and see what she's about. We'll go see her. We'll go see the smiling Buddhas. We'll try and get a picture of just how many things Elder Fangforge didn't tell me while he was hammering on the tribes.
all right. Then we nap.
Yep.
Okay.
Fret ye not, eyes. I am. Confidence is high. You're going to have to tear somebody apart before this is over.
Oh, it's inevitable. I know. That's how these go. War doesn't ever finish. We met from one to another, and we're going to clean up here too. It's going to be great. It's just going to take some time to get started. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right, sleep.
JB will attempt to sleep. She is restless.
I need our 2 nightmares people to nightmare.
Yay.
Nightmare rolls.
Nightmare.
Difficulty 7 for that flaw, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just willpower.
Yep. Total willpower, difficulty 7. 1 success. Oh, barely made it.
Hey, we the one success gang.
All you need. And as you all are sleeping, what is reminiscent of the first nights that you guys spent in Chicago proper during the war. Your minds feel infiltrated again from Bear. And again, it's different for each person. This is but we're gonna start with Twice Lived. Twice Lived, you recognize this scene yet again. Something that you were seeing when you got your hammer. It's two men fighting on a battlefield. And it's that part of you can't tell who's innocent, who's guilty. Not that it matters. They're both wrong and right in this first place. Coming to fight each other and wanting to live, but needing to settle a dispute. This time, it's more violent. The man who isn't kneeling this time kills the other and looks to you and has this wicked grin on his face and looks like he's going to come for you next. And as he takes the steps closer to you, he fades away into mist. And you're now sitting at a boardroom table, feeling that you had just lost or got the bad hand in a negotiation deal. In any form of diplomacy, you felt like you lost. JB.
Yeah.
Your dream and message from Bear, does it feel like your own again? Do you feel like your ancestor scroll up? You feel like your ancestor Juno. You feel yourself not in Vancouver, you feel the big city of New York again. But with this like a imposed image of Vancouver on it. It's quite disturbing. As you see her on her knees, not see her, you feel like you're on your knees. You feel like you've just been crying at this bloodshed, at the loss of humanity. At this disconnection of self. Do you feel like you have lost part of who you were while trying to become who you are now, as you're turning yourself, as you feel feel that body shifting from Juno into your own, and that link feels so weak, where it should be so much stronger. Something happened that caused you to lose the connection.
Does it feel like the shift I felt back in Chicago, where a piece of me got pulled away? Or does it...
Instead of being pulled away, it feels like it's searching. Like this piece that's been pulled away is searching for you.
Oh, that's unsettling. But it does feel like me, not like something she went through that I'm just sort of like passively experiencing.
Feels like both.
Oh,
If that
great.
makes sense. It's
Cool.
passive yet active.
Fantastic. That's exciting.
It is very unsettling.
Okay.
Charlie, yours is perhaps the most tame. Yours is memories of your rite of passage and the stuff that you did before you all came together as a pack. And you're perhaps filled with even more regret than you've ever had before. I mean, obviously, fuck leeches and all, but perhaps even what you were doing then just wasn't right. And then you feel sorrow. Not from you, but in the corner of your eyes, you do see Bear looking on you with sorrow and sadness and trying to look for a way for you to atone.
Harley sees Bear and says, no, you do not. You don't get to judge me for this. You weren't there. Funny thing about healing, it always comes after you're hurt. So you don't get to judge me for this.
There is no judgment.
Sure feels like it.
It continues to stare at you as this memory holds still now. You look around, and you see the person that you regret the most in front of you. I'm going to have to ask you to remind me who that is, because I feel bad for not remembering.
Tom?
Is that what you said?
Yep. Well, I'm trying to remember myself.
I believe it was a Toreador woman.
Yep. Look, I am not proud of what I did, but let's be real. When I was 16 and she was looking at me like I was food.
Correct. You are no longer food, but you continued after. Did you not? You did not do wrong. You did what you were asked. You did what you were told.
Why are you looking at me like I have something to be sorry for?
These are lives, even if they were unalive. They are lives. I feel sorrow for them dying in the first place and after. I feel sorrow for that you had to go through it. I feel sorrow for you having to take part. I want you to heal. And I want to be there for it. I want to help.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see.
We will. I hope that I can do what I can to help you.
We're all doing our best, right?
You feel the spiritual energy kind of like envelop you as a state of calm, and the memory, like it kind of like comes over and the memory fades, and you are able to actually have a happier dream to kind of like make up for the fact of regret. Eyes.
Yes.
Your dream is of fire. It feels like the fire that's in your soul.
Raging, burning fire.
The raging, burning fire of the worm. No, not the worm. You know it's not the worm. Bear knows it's not the worm. But something that you've taught tells you that it is, that you are what's wrong and that it is wrong. And since it is a part of you, you are oh so wrong, oh so dangerous.
Yeah, they've told me that a lot. Worm tainted.
Worm tainted and corrupter. Adopted by the Shadow Lords, put through their tests. The words are ringing out in your head now. Adopted by the Shadow Lords, put through their tests. Made into their killer. To ruin the tribe, to ruin the nation.
Ruin.
No, that's not it. That's the assumptions. What are you? What are you?
Better.
You are better than
More.
that. Keep going.
What they wished they could be.
You are fearsome, or perhaps the most connected at birth.
It's not
The
worm
image fades away as you say that's not worm taint. You do feel a crown upon your head, and you feel strong. It doesn't feel right.
I reach up to feel at the crown.
Kind of burns. You know what your tribe is about. You know what they taught you. You know what not to become.
Right. This is the rage, isn't it?
Rage that my chosen, my children have felt. That my children have overcome. That my chosen struggle with so much. You are on the cusp of the balance that you need. The crown is lifted off your head as you feel the weight come off your head. And you're kind of in a more, what would be a very pleasant space for you. This doesn't feel like a kingdom. This doesn't feel like you're ruling. This doesn't feel like anger. This feels centered.
Balance. Okay.
You've shown it. I believe in you. Watch those that pride themselves too much. Watch for those who control too much. Care for your teammates. Be their guardian.
Always. I will protect them. I will find a way to balance this rage. I will not become just a weapon. I will be more. people.
With that, your dream fades into kind of a relaxing blackness as all of you awake, refreshed, calm, healed of any gnosis and willpower expenditures and rage expenditures.
JB rolls over and puts her head on Charlie's chest.
You okay?
No.
You want to talk about it?
I think when I helped bind Jupiter, I lost a part of myself. And I don't know where it went.
Well,
It's probably
I'd say-
time I told you about that thing that happened.
okay.
Because I dreamed about it. Kinda. I'll make coffee.
You want this just between us, or you want me to get?
No, everybody should know. At some point, we're gonna have to go into the Ember, and you're all gonna see it anyway.
Okay.
And JB will get up and start making coffee. She's probably claying around a little louder than she has to make sure that the other two wake up.
Up and at 'em, boys.
It's a good sleep. 5 more minutes.
Okay, but twice we'll eat all the bacon before then.
Nope, I'm up.
JB will make coffee. She'll pour herself a cup and she'll go sit outside.
Smells salty.
The coffee?
No, the air outside.
Oh, okay,
I was,
good.
I
That
was- I was about to say, that's the wrong sugar.
Don't ruin the coffee.
Twice will get a cup and he'll go to sit outside with JP.
They will bring out some bacon and a small folding table. Put out table. Put out bacon. JB has something she wants to tell us.
JB will JB is barefoot for the moment and will pull her feet up into her chair and kind of like tuck her knees in against her chest so that she's kind of balled in on herself. Smallest she has ever looked, and she's pretty tiny to begin with. So when we were binding Jupiter, I don't know what happened. I just know that things got really intense, and there was a lot of lightning, and there was a lot of thunder, and I and this isn't a brag, it's just a fact. I was carrying a lot of that ritual. I could feel it. And kind of at the culmination of all of it, I couldn't see around me. But I could see other things. like I was someone else a while ago. I was like seeing through her eyes. Jupiter said she was my ancestor. He told me that later, after I went back to have a conversation with him. Make sure that he was okay. Thing is I never knew my family. The reason why I didn't want to go through the checkpoint is if they scanned my ID, I'd pop up as a missing person. So.
But you're not missing.
Well, no, I'm with you guys, but my human parents adopted me. So it turns out that I've got like ancestors and stuff. And I guess one of them was a lot like me. Her name was Juno. She looked like lightning and a storm in the Umbra. And anyway, so I could see through her eyes, and I got to experience part of her life for a few minutes, or for a few seconds, and then when I came back, I could feel like part of me was gone. The part of me that is over there, part of me that always feels more like me than this body. It was like somebody cut off a piece of me. And I look a little different now over there. I don't know. I've got like storm clouds that are kind of a part of me, but they're not fully formed yet.
Do you think, given time, practice, you can form them?
I mean, maybe if I can find the part of me that I lost. Or that lost me. I had a dream last night that I was seeing through her eyes again, and it was like I could feel that there was a piece of me out there and it was looking for me. Like I lost it and it was searching for me, or it lost me. I don't know if this happened because I pushed myself too hard, or because my ancestry is so tied to Jupiter and storms and my spirit form. I don't know. I haven't wanted to talk about it because I don't really know what it is yet. Just know that I somehow feel both more connected to a thing that I haven't had before, and like I'm not connected at all anymore. Or I'm less connected than I ever was to other things. She was crying in my dream last night. There was all of this death and killing, and it hurt her to see it.
Like a memory of hers, maybe?
Yeah. Except it was New York, but not New York. It was also kind of Vancouver, like they were layered on top of each other.
Maybe something happened in New York that
I don't know. It was
possible to happen here.
Maybe it was a long time ago. I don't know. I don't know. And then that bitch was eyeballing me, and then I heard a voice in my head, and it could have been hers or it could have been somebody else's completely, and I don't fucking know. And how the hell did they get in my head in the first place?
Especially since it wasn't through Face Bear. I didn't hear anything.
I've been told that the Metis difference can include things like that. But if she was a Metis, they would not have treated her as well, would they?
He wasn't a Metis, I know that much. The implication that I've gotten is that she's like a direct ancestor, which means that she had somebody along the line who had me, or maybe she had me, I don't know. All I know is that she lost contact with our family line at some point, and that's how I ended up lost and in the system.
We are speaking of different she's.
I think
Are we?
Eyes is focused on the one that was eyeballing you.
Yes,
Oh, sorry.
it's okay.
I don't think she was a Metis, though. She didn't look like one. She didn't have any of the markers of it. And when we turned to leave, I caught out of the corner of my eye, it was like in the Umbra, she had like ice forming around her, like when she thought I wasn't paying attention.
Eyes squints. No
Like-
sign, but
Like a snowstorm almost. Like that was her form over there.
oh, over there. I did not see the ice. If I had, I would think more of a Metis as well. But you're saying it was ice in the Umbra?
Yeah. Just like, you know, when I'm in the Umbra, I look like lightning.
Mm.
Yeah.
My guess is that her form has something to do with that.
Can I have you roll intelligence academics?
I don't have academics.
Can I have you roll intelligence with your creative logic, please?
Okay, what's my difficulty?
It's going to be 7 because you don't have academics.
Okay, 4, difficulty 7, specialty, creative, logic.
Actually, I'll have
Nope, I failed.
Charlie, if you want to roll that as well. Charlie and Eyes, if you guys want to roll that as well at diff 8.
Sure thing.
Well, I'm gonna throw a point of willpower at this.
Okay.
Because I am totally not fretting
Hey.
over my girl here.
Nice choice.
So, when JB mentions the Elder having ice, like an ice storm on her back, when she was like kind of like letting her guard down, this is gonna like pop at Charlie's head like first. Think of like very cold, very icy planets. I mean, you know, JB was talking about Jupiter. You're not necessarily stuck on the planets, but you know, it's kind of in the back of your mind. You're thinking about planets. You're thinking about planets. Neptune's really fucking cold. Neptune and Pluto, both really cold, icy planets. And you know, it takes a few seconds for like Eyes to also like come to that conclusion as well. Might possibly be related.
I think I have a thought.
Does it hurt?
It does, and I'm not sure about it. If you are the descendant of Jupiter, or at least in some form or fashion tied to them, perhaps this person giving you the mean mug is related to You can't be related to planets, can you? Well, if you can be related to Jupiter, then perhaps she is related to Pluto, or the other blue one.
Neptune, big guy.
Yes, that one.
Oh, sorry. I realized I'm also forgetting about Uranus. And yes, I'm choosing my words so carefully there.
And then I start snickering. No.
Don't make the joke, guys. I see it on your face. Don't do it.
Or it could be the other one.
Thank you. I mean, maybe, I guess. I don't... Can... Out of character, do I know if spirits can get that quite that involved?
Okay, so if you're going to go along the theory line that, you're related to Jupiter, the Incarnate Jupiter, or one of their broodling, it is possible to have one of the Incarnate of the three, cold, icy planets to have bound or made a deal with another Garu in the past, or Garu now, to have them kind of act as one of their scions, if you will, or messengers. So maybe, possibly, this person could have been like that.
Okay. But we have established that Juno, and Juno at least is from a line that was like that. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
You and Juno, same line, and Jupiter acknowledged it.
Okay. Shaby will just sort of frown a little bit and put her chin on her knees. What do I know about how the Incarnate feel about each other? Or the Celestines or whatever.
Incarnate and Celestine. Yeah, Celestines are probably the highest rank.
Jupiter is a Celestine.
Yeah, the Celestine. Sorry, so I've been misspeaking. It's not Incarnates, it's Celestines. But can you roll your occult and intelligence and use your creative logic?
Yep.
Oh, actually, it's Garu lore, but you're still getting your specialty either way.
What's the difficulty?
It's 7.
Okay.
I'm going to think very carefully about this one. I'm trying to think about how long ago you
difficulty
learned.
7. Garu lore specialty. 3 successes.
So, with okay, what was your exact question?
What do I know about the relationship between the Celestians? Like, is there something in these like family relations and bloodlines that would make somebody who ties back to another Celestine mean mug me as hard as this bitch was? Like, is there a reason for her to just inherently dislike me? What is going on?
It's kind of rare to be so tied to a spirit. I mean, you've been mean mugged a lot, but I mean, not this hard. But
I've been mean mugged a lot, but usually because I can't keep my fucking mouth shut. And I was being pretty damn respectful.
But when it comes to other Garu, especially when you were going through your rite of passage and like learning about Theurge stuff, you were being mean mugged by the other Theurges. Go like, you're not just half spirit. This doesn't seem normal. And it's kind of rare for that to happen. It's so rare to see another Garu, especially, after their first change, after their rite of passage, to be so connected to spirits. And when it comes to the Celestines, hell, that's even rarer. Like, it's practically unheard of. Like the fact that they're throwing a theory, because you've told them you're related to Jupiter. That's the only reason they were really throwing that theory out. Maybe this person is also related to one of the like 3 Celestines that they were suggesting.
Okay. JB will she'll frown and she'll give a little shrug. Look, everything that I was told when I was being trained was that being like me doesn't happen. It's really rare to find somebody who is as tied to spirit as I am, who is more spirit than Garu, really.
Then,
and it's basically unheard of to find someone whose spirit is tied to a Celestine specifically. It's not impossible, obviously, because Jupiter confirmed it that I am, so it's obviously possible.
JB,
What?
what if it's not that you lost a piece of yourself, but started to make a connection with Juno that just didn't finish? So that piece of yourself you don't feel right now is connected with her. Finding a way to connect with her fully might bring all that back full circle. Because if you're saying it's as rare as it is, and it sounds like your ancestor had that sort of connection too, that might be what happened.
Fuck.
I hate to say it. But there is one other source we might tap for this. It's one tribe that deals more with spirits of storm, lightning, and, well, it looks at eyes, thunder, than anyone else.
Are we going to see my people?
Fuck.
Maybe. But for now, we have a nice lady to pay a call on, right?
Correct.
Yep.
I think with that, we're going to end for tonight.